Slowhands Rock Talk Show.
Right folks, we are back for another reaction. It's not Gav, Jane is back again. I've got a new song for her, a new band. The band this time is Metallica. You know Metallica. They're one of those bands. Everybody knows who Metallica are. They've been on the go for so long now. You will have heard of the song. I think you might have even have heard parts of the song because it's been featured in like Stranger Things and all that sort of thing. I don't think you would have heard the song start to finish, and you certainly haven't seen a live performance of them. So I've got some facts written down.
This would have been experience for me.
So Metallica, Master of Puppets. Have you heard of the song? Right. So this one was recorded live in Seattle at the Seattle Centre Coliseum, August 1989. Seventh song into the set. So again, they've warmed up.
A set of how many? 20 odd?
I can't remember, probably around that. It was first released 1986, third studio album of the same name, and it was nice because it's one of the few songs that was written by the full band. Okay.
Why did a lot of them?
A lot of the songs are written by the singer and the drummer.
Right.
But this song was written by the four members.
Right.
And you get various polls throughout the years. What's the greatest heavy metal song of all time? Generally, this comes in at number 1 or number 2. So it's classed as the best song ever, right? Most fans will, you might get some argument. Most would probably agree that this is the band in their prime.
Okay.
So this was them late 80s. They started the early 80s. So they're probably late 20s, similar to the Queen one that we'd watched. They didn't hit the big time until the next album that they recorded, where they went worldwide. And they became a rock band rather than a heavy metal band. But this was them. Most diehard fans will say this was them in their prime. Probably a bit of drink, a bit of drugs on the go.
A little bit.
But we'll play it and we'll pause it throughout and you can let me know what you think. Okay. So I'm a huge Metallica fan. What I like about Metallica, right, is back in the 80s it was very macho, very you had a lot of similar bands like that. They were never the fastest band, they were never the most aggressive band, and they were never the most technical band, the secret weapon I think they had was they could write a great melody, lots of feeling that I sometimes think was maybe lost a little bit with some of the other bands.
I wasn't expecting that to start.
Oh, it will change.
No, I imagine this is the calm before the storm.
Definitely, yeah.
But just the fact, even the staging of the three of them coming on and just, whether it's like them and their guitar.
Most other
I thought it was
heavy metal bands similar to them in that time were not doing stuff like that. They always had this along with playing fast and playing aggressive.
I don't know why I got a Spanishy vibe from that.
It's probably the type of scale, guitar scale that they're using.
I liked it.
But it's the calm before the storm.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm waiting.
The other thing as well, he's singing back then. It's, if you hear him nowadays, which we might do later on, it's surprising that he's still got a remarkably great voice, because it wasn't until the following album, which came out a couple of years later from this performance, that he actually went and got vocal lessons. So back then it was very much just like...
This is it's an untrained voice.
But his voice is great, but it wasn't great to start with. It took him a lot of years to get comfortable with his singing voice, but he's got it. It's somewhere between shouting and singing.
But that's the style, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's managed to maintain his voice over the years. A lot of people
which is surprising, because I don't obviously, I'm not into heavy metal or anything, but whenever I see it, I'm like, how do they sustain that? Because a lot of it is shouting.
But a lot of bands back in the olden days, they didn't last for 40 or 50 years. A lot of bands were 10 years, and that was it. The Beatles were like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, albeit it's a different style of singing.
I look at bands now, they last, 3 years?
But a lot of the bands from the 80s that are still on the go, the singers' voices are shot.
Yeah.
They're gone. Because of the style you can't maintain that.
No.
He has done remarkably well, albeit he is a very aggressive singer, but he's not screaming.
I think if you're an untrained singer, or like any of these singers, look at someone like Bruce Springsteen or any of these singers, he can still sing.
That's because he's the boss. Right, we'll get going, and so this is the Master of Puppets song about to start. Just about to start singing. First thing I said to you, you mentioned the crowd. There's no iPhones. Everybody's just in the moment, and that's something that's a really big thing at the moment, because there's a lot of bands not banning phones, but they're asking fans, put your phone away and just be in the moment when you come to a concert.
Get out of the finale if you want. Like a lot of them.
Back then they didn't exist. So it's just in your memory. Engaged. It's just in your moment. A lot of alcohol probably consumed. I would love to put some type of heart monitor on the drummer for that type.
How many drums has he got in front of him there?
I don't know.
But, unbelievable.
But I would love to know what calories he burns during a gig.
Well, the sweat that's coming off him, and the fact that they've got the long hair.
It's 1989 though, so again, similar to the Queen one that we'd looked at, it'll be hot in there.
The lights.
All the lights on stage, the style of music that you're playing, and we were talking previously there about, over time a lot of their voices go. What's the other thing that you think goes over time? Their neck.
Yeah.
A lot of them have had to get neck surgery over the years, because it's like you're giving yourself whiplash.
I will say this
every night.
It's not my sort of music, but I can't deny that I love that intro.
but what I love is the energy.
Okay, I love it.
The energy about it.
I'd probably enjoy that live at a concert.
Maybe not that particular one. Nowadays, it's like a family fun day out. You can sit and watch.
I would.
I'll keep that in mind for the next time they're playing tonight. Here we go. First verse and chorus done. From a theatre point of view.
They're theatrical. They are theatrical.
Obviously, the music is not for everybody. But as you said to us, you can appreciate it, and it looks like everybody that is there is loving it.
But no, it's the atmosphere. The thing I don't quite understand what they're saying. I heard master of puppets.
Strangely enough, the swear words jump out at you as well.
Yeah, I heard that. But so, as a fan, I take it you like to know. Like, I take it you can't understand what they're saying. So, do you when you got the albums, do you like learn the lyrics?
Obviously, the album version it's a little bit more clear because it's recorded and. You know,
because I don't understand what he's saying.
But I can hear everything that he's saying because I know the lyrics.
Yeah. But I don't understand anything he's saying apart from Master.
So what's actually funny though is the song "Master of Puppets." What would you think it's about?
Master of Puppets, like someone who I don't know. So
the song is about drug addiction.
Okay, we never said that.
The drug is the master, and the puppet is the person addicted to it.
Okay.
So there's bits in the way like there's like he's saying. Taste me, you will see, more is all you need. All the lyrics are about someone being addicted to drugs and how it basically completely messes up your life.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which is, you kind of think to yourself, these are guys in their 20s. And it's actually, if you actually read the lyrics, take the lyrics aside from the music.
Were they drug addicts?
I think there was probably a wee bit of drugs on the go. For the singer, I think it was mostly alcohol.
Right. But just even like watching.
But although I don't think they ever, I don't think it would be possible to go out and play on stage like that if you were drunk or not.
No, like the sheer, like the
technical ability.
Again, the technical ability, but the quickness of the playing guitar as well. You were saying about their necks and stuff. They must have had like they must have like tendinitis and all that in their hands as well.
I know nowadays. They're all very careful. They have like a person that goes on tour with them, physio. Yeah. It's the drummer. I think he'd said he finds it mostly in his elbows, and but you can understand. It's a very physical job playing the drums as well. But we'll keep going. We'll see what happens. So they're about to go into the middle section of the song.
They're loving it. They're absolutely loving their lives.
So I don't know at what point in the tour that was, because obviously if you're a band and you go on tour, probably take 2 or 3 shows to kind of get into the swing of it.
Yeah, but then how many gigs did they do per city?
Well, this is the thing. They were known as the band to tour. So what they done was they would go into the for the first 20 years of their career, go into the studio, record an album, go on tour for a year and a half.
Oh, that's tough.
And the tour that they done, the following album, called the Black Album, it's one of the biggest selling albums of all time. They toured for 3 years.
How many are in the band?
4.
4. And there was always 4 in the band?
Yeah.
That's tough. They must have got on well.
They would have had their problems like everybody else, but
I know, but that's
you
a
think
lot.
you're in your 20s, you've no kids,
No responsibilities.
If they've got a wife, the wife's not there, no responsibilities. All they've got, and all you're doing is turning up to a venue, someone hands you a guitar that's newly strung. All you have to do is go out and have fun for 2 hours. It must be amazing.
What's this album? The second one?
3rd album.
This is their 3rd album. How did they get famous in the first place? Was it one song that made them famous?
No. Well, what happened was there was the style of music that they played in the 80s was called thrash metal. So it didn't exist before the 80s. And there's lots of thrash bands. Most people will agree that their first album was the first thrash album.
So what's the difference between thrash and because they had punk, they obviously in the 70s they had punk.
So it was kind of
heavy metal. Did they not have heavy metal?
Yeah, but it's like everything, it kind of evolves. So
right.
You go back, you would have had Black Sabbath, before that maybe Led Zeppelin, and it changes over time, and I think it's kind of got
this was like a new sound, you could say.
And they were the pioneers
of that.
Of it. But they got famous from touring. So they had, by this point, for the first 3 albums, they had no radio play. They made a point of making no music videos.
So this is from fans.
So they basically got famous word of mouth. You've got to go and see.
No social media.
No social media. You've got to go and see this band. They are absolutely brilliant. By this stage, the big break that they got was 2 years before it, when Ozzy Osbourne took them on tour
as a
support band,
right.
Which introduced them to a huge, larger audience. But by this point, they're playing arenas, and they've still got no radio play. They've still obviously no social media. They'd done one music video by that point, so they basically had built their entire reputation on performance and the quality of music that they're bringing out.
Very good. It's a good name as well.
Tragedy along the way, because it's the bass player is not the original bass player. Second bass player, so the first bass player, the one that helped write the song, died 2 years before it.
Right.
So they were on tour, the bus crashed, and he was killed.
God.
They obviously got a replacement, kept going. But those 4 are the band that I kind of fell in love with, like that.
The originals,
He's not the original bass player, but to me that's my Metallica band that I enjoyed. So this is the middle section of the song, and again, this is something that a lot of bands at this time didn't do, which was a lot of bands would, from start to finish, it was just aggression. Metallica liked to change it up,
light and shade.
so you'll see it, you know. So we're just about to get to the solo section, or the main solo, because there was a sort of solo before it. But you can see how they built it right, brought it right down.
I love that.
And then they kind of build it back up to the original speed.
Or else, I think you zone out after a while of just, well, I do anyway, of these sort of songs. I think it brings you back, appreciate that, and then send it off for the big finale.
Yeah. And you've got the bass player providing backing vocals. Now his vocals are what you probably imagine a lot of heavy metal, like just that growl. But it works really well with them because it's very different from the main singer's voice. But in the sections where they need the two of them singing,
well, I feel like the main
great.
singer's not a great, like, he's got a more, there's a voice there, whereas the other guy's just, Master! He's the one that's doing more of that.
Strange enough, again, it's the 80s. See, as it went into the 90s though, the bass player can sing as well.
Yeah, but
and they've done some lovely harmonies.
Although it's like growling, it's still a technique though to do that.
But he's also doing it, I don't know if this is possible, if you can do it, but you're still in key. It's not just a noise.
Oh no. You could go, Master! Or you could go, Master! And you could still be like in key.
Right, here we go, guitar solo, or the main guitar solo, you ready? So,
like what Freddie Mercury does so well, they're masters of what they do as well. It's a performance.
Yeah. But what did you think of the song overall, or the performance?
Absolutely unbelievable. I think it's not my go-to music that I would want to listen to, but I can't deny that they are brilliant at what they do. They're brilliant musicians. The songs, actually, I really liked it.
Could you follow the song? Could you separate the verse from the pre-chorus, the chorus?
Yeah, totally.
And then there was the dip in the middle.
I think they're fantastic performers.
I think you needed that bit in the middle though. See where it died down in order to build it back up again.
My thing is, like, if I watched a full concert of that, I think I would come out and I'd be like, I need a paracetamol. But that's because you're not used to listening to that style of music. No, but I think I like the light and shade. I like the. I mean, I always love of like all sort of heavy metal or rock songs, the intros. I do like an intro. Because I think it gets like...
Metallica are known for their intros, you know.
I love an intro, but as I said, I don't really understand what they're saying. But I think if I was there, I'd be in it. I'd be like, go on.
But see, I think sometimes, like, that's a big thing you actually hear. A lot of people that don't like heavy metal music say, I don't know what they're saying. In that moment, I don't think any audience member needs to know exactly what the words are.
Yeah, but the fact that you've just explained what the song's about, I'd want to know what they're saying.
But that's something you can look at. If you liked that and you went and bought the album.
But then I think if I was at the gig, I'd just be wanting to like...
You could explore that further, but at that gig, in that moment, you're just there.
Look at that guy, I thought his head was going to fall off.
That was me from my teenage years. That's why I'm not going to hear.
But I can understand why they've been so successful.
Yeah.
I can see, like, even, I can appreciate that genre of music and that they were the masters of that.
So, do you want to borrow my Master of Puppets album?
Maybe. Look, I do a lot of journeys from Scotland to London. I might as well listen to an album of Metallica.
That's fine. I think once you finish with all these reactions, you'll be a fan.
I'm quite a fan of that. I quite like that.
Right. Okay. Until next time.